There's comfort in the chaos, and there's comfort in the noise. You know I've been down to the bottom. What is happening? Welcome to my channel. My name is Matt Bradford. Today we are going to talk about playing lap steel with an acoustic. Like just an acoustic and a singer-songwriter, right? Like, it's a unique, specific situation. It's not that specific because it's going to depend, obviously, on what kind of music the acoustic music is. But I got this question on Patreon. I thought it was a great lesson to kind of focus on. So we're going to focus on it. Today we're going to use one of my songs so I can play it as we want, as much as we want to without a copyright strike or anything. It's a song that I wrote that is not released, so cool, I guess. I don't know whether you like the song or not. It's this way I can use it. The file, the WAV file, is going to be available on Patreon. I run a Patreon. That's where all of today's lesson materials are going to be. It's $7 a month. It's less if you pay for the whole year in advance. Like, it's a great deal. We do ear training a bunch and all that stuff. I do build and sell instruments. This is a conversion neck. I built the whole instrument, but I sell conversion necks for Strats, Tellies, all that stuff, as well as full instruments. They're all available at my Reverb store, but if you want a better price, email me. I can give you a way better price. I can give you better shipping. I don't know why Reverb charges so much for shipping. Well, I mean, I do. They're making money off of it, but I can give you a better price. I have merch. I have t-shirts and hats and all that stuff, and that link is below. And finally, if you just want to leave me a tip, bang, QR codes, leave me a tip. It would be greatly appreciated. So, playing with an acoustic. Let's get this is the vibe. Well, you heard the vibe in the opening, right? But like the vibe is, it's really, make sure it's recording, right? Just an acoustic guitar and a vocal. And when I hear something like this, my first thought, really, is not to use an electric guitar at all. My first thought is to use a dobro. I mean, it's, if you're serious about lap steel, having an acoustic, it really lets you not hide anywhere, and it sounds, with something like this, definitely have to do some mixing, but you get the idea. Like, that is, to me, that fits in really well. So I would encourage you, if you're really serious about lap steel, get a dobro. There's great used dobros out there. They're not that expensive. Like, it's like some old, like, 60s dobros. You can get them for less than $1,000. And then obviously something like this from Beard. I have a few Beards. They are phenomenal instruments, and they're expensive, but they're worth it. I mean, if you buy one and you're buying it for life, it's pretty cool if you can manage to do that. But let's say that you want to play electric. Fine, I think that's great, and I love this. And depending on the gig, this can be the appropriate instrument. The first thing that I'm going to be looking for is tones. Now, so none of these are hard and fast rules. Everyone has their own opinion. And there is no right or wrong. This is just my opinions. But when I hear something like this, I don't want a big distorted guitar. I don't. That doesn't make any sense to me. I want something sweet and nice and like clean and kind of. I really think classic ambient pedal steel a lot, and obviously lap steel. So the first thing I'm using today, I'm using my Vibrolux. I have a 79 Vibrolux that I replaced V1 or V3. We're gonna get really nerdy for a second. I replaced the 12AX7 in the vibrato channel with the 5751 because it's a little lower output, it's a little lower gain, and it lets me get more cleans. Because my Vibrolux was breaking up on like 2 when I had a 12AX7 in it. So now I have it on 4. Maybe I'll take a little shot of it. It's not really camera ready at the moment, but here's the settings on the vibrato channel. And I'm gonna crank the vibrato up in a second too, but or the tremolo really, but that's the settings. And the point is like I want it to be really clean, and so this is my initial settings. Reverb's up a little bit, but and I have the volume. I'm using a volume pedal. If it's all the way up, it's too loud, and I'm going to talk about volume in a second too. But the idea of just like really clean is going to be super important to me. And then I'm going to add some ambience. So obviously number 1 is reverb. The reverb's on, which is lovely. I'm also going to add some delay. Now, I like a tap tempo delay, and I really like one. Is it in the shot? It's not really in the shot. I'm using a Keeley Echoes, and I just want to give a quick shout out to Keeley. I had an Echoes. I sent it to him for repair because one of my switches, I think the cats had pulled the switch tip out. I don't really know how it happened. One day I looked over and the switch tip was missing, which is wild on a foot switch. I sent it back to them for repair. They have a flat repair fee. They checked it out, and a couple days later they just sent me a brand new unit. They don't know who I am. It has nothing to do with my fledgling YouTube channel or my Instagram channel or who I played with or any of that. They have no idea. So the customer service, absolutely spectacular. I can't say enough good things. The Keeley Echoes, it's also just a great sounding like tape delay pedal with a flanger on the delays. So, right? And I want to get that kind of in time with the song. Okay. Okay, and with the volume pedal, I can swell in and I can kind of become... So one of the big things with playing electric with an acoustic is this. Acoustics have a really sharp transient and then a really fast decay. And what that means is this. This is what a sharp transient fast decay looks like. And so you get that really harsh initial like bang, and then it just goes away. Versus the transient we're getting on an electric guitar, where you still have a transient, but then the decay is much longer. So we have a much longer sustaining note. The danger is... That was so loud in my head. You're not going to hear it at all. The danger is that we can really wash out acoustic instruments. I remember playing this gig, and I was playing dobro, and we had a guy playing organ. And I was like, I don't want to take solos if the organ guy is playing organ, because it's just like he's got all this nice big long sustain, and then I just sound like plink, 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 plink. And a lot of people are not going to be aware of the plinky. We want to be really aware that because we are taking up so much space, we need to be quieter, right? Especially with a volume pedal. So if I play too quiet... It's fine. You can kind of hear it. It lifts everything up. If I play too loud, I'm going to wash everything out right away. So I think, and I talk about this a lot, but always being aware of how I fit into the mix. You know, I have once in a while some singers will sit in with me at gigs, and they're just like screaming into the mic, and it's like, pull the mic back, man. Sit back, like work in the mix. We all have to work within the mix, and the more that we can mix ourselves, the more natural it sounds, as opposed to everybody just banging away the whole time. If you're playing electric with an acoustic, the acoustic the volume is going to be super low. So making sure that you are really respectful, that other people don't need to bang on their instruments. They can get the tone out of their instrument that they want. When using a volume pedal, especially, I have my max volume is way too loud. That's the whole point. So I can swell into the notes. So that when this happens, you know, there's comfort. Okay, I want to be able to swell into the notes. I want to be able to swell into the vibe. I want to make sure that I'm playing to the song and I am watching my volume. So volume pedal, delay pedal, reverb on the amp. I'm going to add a compressor. I'm using an Origin Cali 76. So listen, my rig is very fancy and very expensive, and I understand that. I'm using the Boss FV500H volume pedal. I'm using Origin Effects Cali 76. I'm using a Keeley Echoes. I'm using a 1979 Vibrolux. That's like thousands of dollars worth of stuff. Expensive guitar. You don't need to go that expensive, right? You can start with a really basic lap steel. You can go through an old Pod 2.0. I've got some videos coming out of analog and digital and all this stuff, but it doesn't matter. The point is the methodology behind it. Volume pedal, compressor, delay, reverb. And the most important stuff, I think, is probably the reverb and the volume pedal. But the compressor just helps smooth out my swells. That's not using the compressor at all. So check this out. That was without the compressor. I was like, that doesn't feel as smooth as I'd like. That's with the compressor. Without it, it's harder to control that swell in a way. Right? And that delay has that nice flanging on it, which is going to push it out to the sides and back and away from the vocal even more and away from the slide. I'm going to add a little bit more. I think I need to add a new opto coupler or whatever it is in the tremolo on this thing. But I'm on the wrong channel right now. Oh, the vibrato channel. Look, now. Now we have really good reverb. All of these little textures. Drop that back a little bit too. Speed down a little bit. So now. Okay, all of that stuff is going to help me sit behind the acoustic guitar. The reverb I was hearing before was in my headphones, but not on the amp. And again, don't be too loud. If I'm out, you miss it. But if I fill in too quiet, it just adds this nice lift. You know what I'm saying? And that's gonna help with there's comfort in the chaos, and there's comfort in the noise. You know I've been down to the bottom. It's where I found my voice. All right, cool. So, tone is super, to me it's super important with anything, but like talking about how am I gonna play behind an acoustic is huge. And I remember I was mixing a song for a band one time, and it was a rock band, so it's a slightly different thing. But this idea of pads, and so when I say pad, what I mean is we're just filling in all of this empty space. The acoustic is adding these sharp little hits, if that makes sense. The vocal is the primary thing. We are the least important part of the song. And so making sure that you are knowing your role. Your role is to be the least important thing. You are adding a lift. If you were to take you away, if you heard it first, you'd be missed. But if you never heard it, it wouldn't be the most important thing. We can do the song with just the acoustic guitar and the vocal. We cannot do the song with if you remove either of those instruments. So the only thing that can be removed is the steel guitar. Don't try to be the most important thing. You're not. Know the role. Play the role. It's one of the biggest problems. I was mixing this band, and it was like there were like guitars with these riffs and all this stuff, and the keyboard player was just playing big pads, these big just whoa things in the background, right? I had it mixed in a way, you had a guitar over here, you had a guitar over here, the keyboard was set stereo, and it was just underneath everything, and if you took it out, you would miss the thickness that it added. But it wasn't doing anything interesting enough to be important. And I sent the mix out, and the keyboard player, everybody sent me their own notes. This is when I finally got my mix note situation together. I was a younger mixer, and I'm not a mixing engineer, to be very clear, but I've done some mixing. And this is when I was like, okay, right. Everybody has to get their feedback together, and then you can send it from, I'm going to communicate with one person. You guys got to get it all together, because everybody's notes were, I want to be louder. And the keyboard player was like, I can't hear my part. And it's like, because your part is not interesting. Right? And again, what is the most important thing is going to be the thing that has to be heard. The acoustic guitar has to be heard. The vocal is the most important thing. It has to be heard. Our thing is the least important thing. Making sure that when I hear this is a fine intro. If I add something, that makes it better. But if you take it away, it's fine. Making sure that you're playing to what's happening. There's comfort. Don't play on the vocal. That's the most important thing. And there's comfort in the noise. Swell in between. You know I've been down to the bottom. Now play. It's where I found my voice. Okay. This is the first key to playing with a band. And I'm going to throw, let me just do this. No, we'll get there. I'm going to throw up the chart for the song and how to play along. I'm also going to throw up the scale I'm using and all that stuff. But we're going to talk about methodology first. Okay? What time is it? I got to walk a dog in a little bit. Okay. No, we got time. So, all right. So, we're going to act as either a second voice or a lift. Those are the two options. But the second voice is not as important as the primary voice. We will be a secondary voice, right? We're the least important thing. So playing in between, let me get the vocal up. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I've got the vocal queued up, the verse queued up, and what we want to do is just play in between the vocal. We want to reinforce the melody and we want to reinforce the chords. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, I have 3 sections in this song. I've got verse, chorus, and the outro is just the last line of the chorus, or the first line, whatever. It's up here on this in this chart. The chart's on this side. And then we're going to use the D major scale. This song is in D major. If you don't understand how to read these charts, if you don't understand how to read this, I have a whole bunch of beginning lap steel lessons. They are in the link below, or they're linked below. And if you just want to get into the numbers, I have how numbers work in scales and chords also linked below. So all we're going to do is we're going to reinforce the melody, and we're going to reinforce the melody through harmony. So basically, I want to try to make sure that I end up on chord tones whenever the vocal comes in. if that makes sense. I don't want to be playing against a chord. If this is my chord, I don't want to be playing this note when the melody is trying to sing a note, because the melody is probably trying to get to this note or this note. And if I'm playing this note, I'm screwing it up for the singer. And if you don't sing, you should. I won't say you should do anything, but for me, singing really helped me learn how to really interact with my instrument better, and how to interact with singers better, just so you know. But, so I'm going to end, if I start on a note outside of the chord, I'm going to end on a note in the chord before the singer comes in. So, there's comfort in the chaos, and there's comfort in the noise. You know I've been down to the bottom. It's where I found my voice. And I know how to take a punch, and I know how to get back up. But God, I wish that just this once I'd have a little bit of love. Okay, so all I'm doing now, whether or not you like this is my approach, by the way. You don't have to like my playing. I'm telling you how I would approach an acoustic song, this sort of situation. I used to play with this woman, and I remember one of the comments after, I was playing dobro usually. I didn't usually play lap steel at the time, but I remember somebody saying to me afterward, like, I really wish, I was just kept waiting for you to rip, and it's like, this is not a rip song. This is a play simple, reinforce, make it really pretty song. That's the idea behind this. If it's like, if somebody's just rocking, well, then that's a different situation. And for me, I got offered a gig where the guy was like, yeah, man, maybe bring the electric for the rockin' stuff and the dobro for like the mellow stuff. And for me, it'd be the opposite. It's harder for me to really rock. I would keep my volume pedal like way back, probably turn the delay off, and have to like that's a lot harder for me to do than doing it on dobro, versus like it is easier for me to do the pretty stuff with the delay and all the swelly. You know what I mean? I don't know if that made sense or if that was just a non sequitur. But the whole point is, I want to play in between the vocal, and I want to play really simple and pretty. This is not a do too much kind of, there's comfort in the chaos, and there's comfort in the noise. You know I've been down to the bottom. It's where I found my voice. That's dumb. Don't do that. Or do it, whatever. Do whatever you feel is right. But I'm not into that. I'm definitely not into adding a bunch of distortion, all that stuff. I want to just be pretty. I want to play in between the vocal. The other thing that I'm going to do, and I'm going to do each one individually, then I'm going to mix them up. But the other thing I'm going to do, so number one, play in between the vocal. Play melody lines in between the vocal, act as a second voice. The other thing I can do is reinforce the harmony. The harmony, I had this conversation with a student, and so I'm gonna mention it, which is the harmony is the chords. Okay? The melody is the notes that we're using. The melody is this comfort. Right? That 3, 2, 1. That's the melody. The harmony is, it's a 1 to a 4 to a 1. It's a 1. That's the 5. So that's the harmony. I can reinforce that, and I'm going to use a lot of slants. I have a video on slants, but this is where there's comfort in the chaos, and there's comfort in the noise. You know I've been down to the bottom. Where I found my voice. Okay. Don't be too loud. You're not the primary thing. And because I'm just adding a little bit extra, if you take it away, you're like, where'd that go? That was adding so much and it's nice, right? But if I play too loud, now it's like, why is that guy being too loud? Why is that guy being that guy? We don't need that guy. That guy always shows up at the jam. He always shows up at the gig. It's like, don't be too loud. I don't know how to be more clear about that. I'm going to I don't know. That's why I play with myself. I'm a child. So let's combine them, right? We've done padding and we've done the melody thing. Let's do them together. So there's comfort in the chaos, and there's comfort in the noise. I can bring the melody into the pad. It's where I found my voice. So watch, melody in the pad. And I know how to take a punch. Pad and a melody there. And I know how to get back up. Mistake there. But God, I wish that just this once I'd have a little bit of love. I'm holding on so tight. I'm holding on so tight. I'm holding on so tight, so I don't drift away. Right? So I hope that you're seeing how that makes sense. Now let's finally get to, like, if I'm going to take a lead, okay? So last thing. So we've talked about not being too loud, and that's going to be super important with the lead stuff too. The getting all of this ambience, which is going to make me play less. Play less, always. Too many notes. Everything is so mellow that, like, adding a bunch of is not going to make sense. So when I'm playing the lead, I want to really play a melody. I want to play melodic. I remember a guy saying to me once, a guy that I really respect, Marty Rifkin. He plays pedal steel with Springsteen, all that stuff. And he said to me, you play a lot of licks, and that's great. I would like to hear you focus on melody. And at the time, I didn't know how to, right? So I have a lot of lessons on melody. We're going to be grabbing chord tones. If I step outside of the chord, I'm going to go right back to the chord. And I have lessons on this. So I would go to the beginning lessons, beginning playing lead, all that stuff. I have all these ways to approach this. But I'm going to show you what I do. So this is where I'm holding on. We're coming out of the chorus, right? So I don't drift away. Here comes the solo. Maybe I'll start low. Tired of the chaos. All I'm doing is the same things that we were doing before. I'm playing melody and I'm reinforcing the harmony, but I'm doing it in a way where now I am the primary voice. I can be a little louder, but I don't want to be screaming. Like, one of the things with the volume pedal is it gives you so much power because you can be I'm gonna have to compress that, but like, it's like, don't be that guy. Don't be too loud. Where are we at? Okay, this is okay. This is a long lesson, but it's okay. So again, I'm gonna pull notes, and if you don't understand how to apply melody to a song like this, I have a whole bunch of lessons on how to play lead. I have intro to leads, and I have a whole beginning lessons on how to play leads. And then I also have a bunch of other stuff, and there will be more coming. And if you join me on Patreon, not to make this all a sales pitch, but if you join me on Patreon and you ask questions, that helps me create the next lesson, right? This lesson came from a question on Patreon. The how to play the Pink Floyd song Mother came from Patreon. All of these things, they come from the Patreon guys. Those are the guys that get priority. So there's plenty of like, I want to learn this, and it's like, awesome, let's do that. So, I think we've covered everything. Again, let's do the solo one more time. I'm gonna start low. Let me try to yell out what I'm thinking. Well, this is gonna go bad. Okay. I'm holding on so tight, so I'm gonna pad into the solo. I want to build into the solo. Now check it out. All right, I'm on the 1 chord. I want to get my energy moving, but not too much. It's not a rock song. I'm moving up. A little motif. Resolve. Move into the next verse. I'm tired of the chaos. And because of the way the song is structured, and again, if you're on Patreon, you'll have the whole song and you can do the whole thing. It's verse, chorus, solo, verse, chorus. That last verse, because I'm playing here, and this is the stuff that I think, look, I can tell you to play the 1 to the 3 against the 1 chord and the 4, whatever. Fine. Cool. I understand that that's like the stuff that is the most immediate impact. Do this. However, the way that I would think of this is, how do I take the energy and make it move a little bit more? How do I reinforce the energy? And so that opening line, I might want the energy here, but then that first verse, I might try to drop my energy to... This song is pretty steady the whole time. That's the way I recorded it, because I wanted to give you some space to take it different places. The way that I think of this is like, how do I make the song more dynamic? And again, if I'm with somebody who's in the moment, then we can kind of work together, right? And if you add some more guys who are in the moment, we can all work together. And that's really, really where the magic happens. It's harder when I'm recording the song and then I'm recording it, and then I'm trying to play along with myself. It doesn't have the same dynamic magic. But the point is this, is that I'm going to try to get my energy here, and then on that first verse, especially if I know the song, right? If I don't, then I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants. So many caveats. Oh my God. Start the energy here. First verse, bring it down. Second verse, maybe bring it up a little bit. First chorus, bring it up a little bit more. Third verse, bring it back down. Fourth verse, maybe bring it up, right? Next chorus, up to here. Solo, maybe bring the energy higher up, right? Start thinking of the way I'm going to bring the energy. That next verse, we've been doing this thing. Drop it way down. Maybe don't play. Don't play is a huge... You don't have to play. You're the least important person. So when you come in, when you don't play, it makes the impact of you playing more aggressive. Be part of the band. Be part of the music. How many songs do you know where everybody doesn't come in at once? It has to be a conversation. We're not all yelling at each other. This is a very intimate conversation. This is 2, maybe 3 people, right? We have a guitar, we have a vocal, and we have us. This is an intimate conversation. It's not 5 people at a party laughing and yelling and having a good time. This is 2 or 3 people. The candles are low. We're talking about something serious. Maybe it's a lost love. Maybe it's the pain in the world around us. I don't know. But that's the vibe, right? So I want to bring it up and get excited, but then bring it down. Let it breathe. Give it space. This is what we're doing. So when I get to that last chorus, I have a place to go. Right? That's what I want. Because if I start here, there's no place to go. I know why I'm yelling. I was going to say, why am I yelling? I'm going to tell you why. Because this is probably the thing that gets focused on the least, that is the most important. How do I take the energy? How do I vibe with the energy? How do I not take what I want to do and apply it to the situation, but instead listen to the situation and then find the place where I fit? In this situation, we're not the leader. We're not in charge. We are a supporting role. How do I make everything sound better? How do I make this song, how do I make it more magical? Okay? I'm not saying the song is magical. It might be not magical at all and it needs some magic. It might be the most magical thing you've ever heard and it just needs, and it gets a little more. It doesn't matter. The point is that I'm trying to add to the situation. What can I bring to the situation? Not, this is the situation I want it to be. And get my freaking like there's like no good way to do this at this point. Whatever. You see what I'm saying. I hope this made sense. Man, I really it was a fun one to do. And it's something that I used to do a lot. I haven't done a situation I haven't been in a gig like that in a long time. So I hope this was helpful. And if it was, please, like, do all the stuff, right? The bell icon and subscribe and like and comment. When you do that stuff, it helps this channel grow. It helps me grow. It helps me get more views and more likes, which can then translate into more sales and more Patreon subscribers. And that lets me continue to do this because, yeah, I'm trying to make this, I like to keep doing it. I do enjoy it, and I think I can bring something to the space. So, anyway. You guys are rad. Thanks for being here, and I hope you'll do all the stuff. I'm holding on so tight, so I don't drift away.